Hi guys, welcome back to Zelda, and we're finally in the Goron Mines. That's a pretty damn decent dungeon. I'll call this one a dungeon instead of a temple because we're inside some sort of cavern area, so I'll call it a dungeon. It's a good dungeon. It's quite linear, but it's not too complicated, and each room I would say is somewhat interesting. And I had a hell of a lot more fun playing this than I did the Forest Temple. And you get there's a cool mechanic in this. I'd say there's about 3 different things which are nice in this. And the music, again, really fantastically good. And there's and we really get to put our iron boots to good use here as well. And these things are timed, so we don't have long to pass the thingy. And so we'll come back on eventually. I do some stupid bits, like stupid things as I go along, just because that's how I roll. These things, you can actually just sew them. Didn't find this out till later on in the video or the next video, but I usually just go boomerang them because it gets rid of their flames, so you can actually touch them there without getting hurt. I do dick around in a few rooms just because I'm trying to work out what I'm up to. Like here, for example, I'm a little bit all over the place, but compared to, I can tell how well it's gone just by the editing of the video. I didn't really have to edit out much standing around compared to the Forest Temple. But I think since I've gotten into the swing of things, it should get a lot simpler, which I'm enjoying it. This bit you can probably argue is a bit tougher to time, just because it's a bit further away and takes a bit longer to get to, but not really our trouble. And we get the you know, the tick-tock in to indicate how much time we've got left, and we can barely make it if we don't fall off. Oh no, I've got a fair bit of leeway, so it's not too bad. And like here, the fire does grow back pretty quickly, which is quite surprising. But I spend a little bit of time here trying to work out what to do, with the answer just staring me right in the face. And it's quickly solved, and the only other way we can open it is with the boots. We don't have any other new weapons or whatnot. There's a couple more doors similar to this fashion where a switch or what have you needs to be unlocked. And again, another reminiscence of the Death Mountain / the Donjo's Cavern / Fire Temple from Ocarina of Time. You probably saw the paw print kind of doody on the door, which is the Goron Sapphire, which was present in Ocarina of Time. which is part of the insignia as well. it's quite nice to know we're directly in the middle of Death Mountain this one time, rather than before where we're sort of like not as open as it is here, which is quite nice. It gives you a sort of sense of the scale of the place as well. Although it's a bit odd how they scrapped the idea of the different colour tunics in regards to a heat resistant one, because I can imagine it being pretty damn hot standing on a bit of metal above some lava, so I'm not sure why I decided to bin it, but it was always nice to have some multicoloured tunics. Another mechanic here is this stuff, the revolving platforms, which come up every couple of times, just to test your platforming skills. And here we have a another mechanic in the moment coming up, which is only present in this one room. And we get introduced to the donjos again, which are really simple to defeat. You just want to wait for them to shoot their fire, then just strafe around them and quickly just start hitting their tail. And unlike Ocarina and Majora's Mask, they don't explode, which is quite a shame, because if they eat bombs, surely they should be exploding. Again, you'll just see me spend a lot of time smacking boxes and whatnot, just because I just want to build up the old cash flow. Because you're going to never have enough money in a Zelda game. And I probably waited and stood around for nothing there, really. No. But see, as you can see, really simple. If you don't do what I just did. Because the auto lock changes when you get to a certain point, so it's not too bad. Coming up now is another puzzle present, which is a time-based one, another one in this place. And as you can see, each area, each little room does like to have its own little puzzle, which is great. The more puzzles the better. And I didn't actually realise this was timed at first because I had completely forgotten. But it does make sense in relation to the next couple of rooms and how it works out. Personally, if I had a dungeon, I wouldn't make things impassable. That's just me though. And the reason I cock up here is mainly because of that there. The way I had to wait for the flames to stop. After our brief insult by Midna, we can carry on with business. Where I know what to do this time, and because of the fact that you don't let go of it straight away, gives you ample time to have a butchers at the flames on the side to see when those opportune times of run is. Such as now. And here's lucky because I almost cocked myself up again because I decided to roll into that little gap and I was only squashed. And I would have been pleased if that would have happened. And here we have an introduction of the next major mechanic in this dungeon. It's the walking underwater, and then there's the next part with the magnetic floor / wall walking. which in my opinion is a pretty damn good thing. There's a nice idea with the iron boot. It isn't just for sinking or pressing heavy buttons. It's a good thing. And here's the other part. If we speak to Matey, he will give us a bit of the boss key, which is in pieces. So after our little chat with Matey, we can open up a nice big blue chest for one of the dungeon items. And here we have the dungeon map, as per. Standardly, usually the first thing you get before the compass. And if you can spy right behind the map there on the left, there's another chest. And we have some more cash money in there. And that's a bit of a jump cut because I went back the way I came and I wasn't supposed to do that. And we bump into Uku again, who, again, she ain't gonna get used for anything because I usually record the whole dungeon in one go because it's a lot simpler then. Because I think one of the first times I played this game, in one of the later temples, I'd quit halfway through. And it was a mess trying to sort myself out. But I will be doing this as well, so get used to this. Because it is very, very, very slow walking with those boots on. Honestly, it's a state and a half, like this part here. It takes some time doing. But it only takes a little bit longer because first we have to go and get a heart piece. Our first heart piece from this dungeon. And we need 3 more pieces to fill up another container. And the noise from this thing is very, very ear splitting. Even with the volume quite low. And I found that this suffers with a similar problem to Mario Galaxy, where I think if you were pressing forward when the gravity changed, you would go in the opposite direction, which really would piss me off. And if you notice at the very start of it, then I would go up the slope, and as I was keep pressing forward, it would turn because it just would, and it would wind me up, and it was quite an annoying thing. But it's easily gotten through usually just by Z targeting and straightening out the view, but it didn't want to go then at all. But we're back in the higher tier for this room now as well, so we can explore the north and the second floor of this place. Because yes, this place does have 2 floors. And the easy enemies are pretty easily taken care of, so it's not much bother. And we activate the crane kind of electric dealies. And it strikes me as a little bit odd to know why they might even have stuff like this in the mines, where it could be, you know, a little bit dangerous to be picking up mine carts and whatnot and then just dropping it down, because Gorons are made of rock, so they wouldn't conduct it. But with iron boots such as myself, it's pretty damn useful. Or, you know, we would build full ramps to the other side. I don't know, but still, it's pretty fun though. And here we have the return of the what are they called? Tektites, I believe. Yes, and they're pretty easily dispatched with. I don't understand why I was having much trouble, but we also get some water in here. Even though we've seen before, I didn't talk about, but the fact is, a volcano, we can still walk in it fine. But we have a hidden key underneath, in the water, which again got into with our boots on. And if you notice, we can't progress any further until we go over here, where there's a gap in the fence and a block in the way, which is classic Zelda. Push a block, get to where you need to go, done diddly on. Open up a new room, push on a switch, grab a new key, all a hoopla. Again, we got another case of the old electric stuff here, but we get a pretty fun thing which we don't get to do again. We get to jump on down into a beam of it and catch ourselves, which is pretty cool. But again, never happens again. And we get another nice chest with some more rupees in there, which is nice. And make sure you do this, otherwise you'll have to do the whole thing again, because I genuinely almost forgot about that. And it does appear to be timed, that. And there you'll notice we've got some BMOs from previous games. They're a lot more reminiscent of the ones in Wind Waker. But unfortunately we've got no bombs, we've got no arrows, so we can't really do a thing about them. And I totally cock up the order here, but over on this side is the another piece of heart in this place. I think there's only two. Hopefully I'm mistaken. But we get some rope here to cut, which is holding down the old door up. And they will shoot stuff at us and do damage, which is nice. And here we have one of the, I would say this was the second most central room in this place. I wouldn't call it a room, I'll call it I don't know, but it's an important piece, you know. It's another hub, I would say. And there's some stuff going on. Because they're shooting some arrows at us, which can really easily be avoided. But we do need to dispatch them before we can do anything else, because again, we need to get rid of Matey there as well, and we can't do that until we get some new items. Which is a nice touch there to see the way Link has a look at people, like to see what's going on in the world. Always directing you somewhere. Here we have those revolving platforms, and they come into a bit more use here. Especially by here, we get the choice of either walking on 3 different bits, or trying to sprint the middle, and then holding on for dear life there. Which I almost don't do, luckily enough. And that is genuinely a dysentery. I can't say the word, but it's quite annoying. That is, makes me feel a bit sick. The way you're trying to Z target and then face the wrong right way, walk the wrong or right way. You don't know what's going on. But we also have the second piece of the boss gate here. Yeah, so the final key part is being defended by a man who is not very nice, and he guards the weapon we need to reclaim the piece of Twilight in this area. And I spectacularly walked through the ladder there. But yeah, I don't know if you've enjoyed watching this so far, but it is genuinely a lot more fun than the Forest Temple. And we get to climb some more walls again now with our trusty old boots. And this will be it for the end of the video, not of the rest of the video now, as the next time we'll be seeing the last Elder. So I will see you guys then. So it's just me standing around, so I'll see you later.